Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching the Big Bang Theory of the 7th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you like today's full episode, it is available for free in the link in the description below. Just click it, put the password in, and enjoy. So last episode, interesting, is Valentine's Day. You know, we've seen a couple of Valentine's episodes in the past. You know, do you remember the one where, Sheldon and Leonard was arguing basically about a trip to go and see the hydrogen reactor or whatever it was, and he was saying, look Sheldon, you're not coming, I'm going on a trip with Penny. Well, interestingly, in last episode he was actually going on a trip this time, Sheldon, to a place where he actually really enjoyed, on something that he actually really enjoyed. Last time it was to go to a place that he always wanted to see. This time Amy organised it to be on something that he hardcore loves, and that's a train. It's a really old one. He knew all the specs, he was asking loads of questions, he was fully engaged in it, he was absolutely loving life. Guy behind him, also another Sheldon train lover, you know, started talking to him, the engaging conversations. He started making Amy feeling a little bit left out. You know, they started to go and see the conductor at the front of the train, tooting the horn, absolutely having the best time in their lives. And Bernadette's had to go over and shout at Sheldon basically for ignoring Amy, saying it's Valentine's Day and, you know, he shouldn't be leaving her out. Sheldon then, as always, can't really read the room, and he invites the guy over to the table like he done with Raj when he went out to a date and found the loophole in the clause. And obviously they were sat down having conversations. Now, at the end of the day, they ended up having an argument. They was bickering, you know, Amy and Sheldon. They weren't happy with what was going on. She's basically saying that she wants to spend time with him, and it's here and it's Valentine's Day. And, you know, I was kind of countering it a little bit by saying, well, yeah, I totally understand that, and you are 100% right. But you can't also not expect Sheldon to go off on a tangent, absolutely love it, and go crazy onto a train that he absolutely loves, you know what I mean? So there's kind of a bit of give and take. However, Sheldon started going off on his own little tangent, saying, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this, I'll kiss you. And he went in, and they had a long kiss, mate. Honestly, they really, really did, before he invited Amy instead of his newfound friend towards the front of the train as well. So, I mean, it was a really good ending to the episode. It's a pretty fun episode in general, to be honest. I did enjoy it. Hopefully today's is just as good, and hopefully their relationship starts building and getting closer and closer together as well. Thanks for checking it out. If you do enjoy it, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
I'm thinking about growing a goatee.
Actually, that's a Van Dyke. A goatee is just hair on the chin.
Oh. Wait, then what is it if you just have hair up here?
You mean a mustache?
Mustache!
He said it!
Mustache.
He said
Guys, you're being childish.
Now she's right. You're grown men, the kind who are perfectly capable of growing your own mustaches.
Sorry I'm late. I was at an audition.
Oh, I'm
You'll get them
sorry.
next time.
How about instead of assuming I failed, you asked me how it went?
You guys ever thought about getting a dining room table?
Yeah, you actually do have room for one up there.
I know you don't like change, but it's not a terrible idea.
Yeah, you guys never use that space up there. Why not get a table?
Do you want the long answer or the short answer? Even in a deterministic system, if the equations describing its behavior are nonlinear, a tiny change in the initial conditions can lead to a cataclysmic and unpredictable result.
Translation?
I don't want a table.
That is literally what he said, didn't it? The thing is, though, we watched too many episodes. I have no idea for my parrot, and I'm saying stuff that I've repeated in the past, so I do apologise for obviously stuff like that. But I mean, I was going to say, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I might have, I might not have. But the size of their apartment is like 2-3 times bigger than a UK house. Like, I don't... It's ridiculous. Like, if I could live where they live, mate, I'd be like living like a king. I'm not even joking. Like, it's absolutely huge compared to a UK house. Now, in the US, you may think that that's small. And many houses in the US are absolutely massive compared to what we have. But to me, that apartment is so big. Honestly, you would have to be on, like, ridiculous salary. Honestly, ridiculous salary to be able to afford that. So the fact that they can, and people like Penny, do you know what I mean? It's interesting. I'd love to know how much it actually costs.
Hey, Penny and I are going to go shop for a dining room table. You want to come with us?
Yeah, I'd love to, but, I'm too busy falling back in love with Windows 98. Think of me as Arthur Dent in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, lying in front of the bulldozers to protect his home.
Putting all this stuff in storage. We don't need any of it.
How can you say that? Wait, you show me one thing in here we can live without.
Check your inbox.
We've lived together for years with nary an argument.
Nary an argument? Nary?
They have an argument every episode, don't they?
Well, I don't know if I won that, but at least he's upset.
Magic wand TV remote?
Yeah, I can control all sorts of stuff.
Did Bernadette think it was cool?
Not when I said mute and pointed it at her face.
This might be my second favorite brown magic wand. Off. And on. And the Oprah Network. On. And off. What's going on?
That was NASA. They want me to go back up to the space station.
I just want you to know I'm happy to look in on Bernadette while you're gone.
Thank you.
And if anything were to happen to you, we will name our firstborn son Howard.
The thing is, he hated it last time, didn't he? I know that he's come down and he couldn't stop talking about space station. Do you remember everything and every conversation that he had? He resorted it back to, I'm an astronaut, I've been in space. You know what I mean? But like, towards the end, he looked like he was going crazy. His acting was actually really good. The makeup was decent as well, and obviously he needed Bernadette to like drop pencils and everything so he could feel the weight or watch the gravity. And now he's obviously going back, and he was scared as well. The whole thing, he seemed to be absolutely terrorized about. All you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's just it's like the situation. It's like overwhelming in terms of the fact that not many people can say I'm an astronaut, and like not many people are honoured and privileged and offered the position of doing it twice, and it's like, can I actually say no? But this time I actually think he should say no, because he's done it. It's like, I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, but don't need to do it again. You know what I mean? And the fact is, he hated it. Although he's done it, he'll always be an astronaut. You don't have to impress anybody again, you know. You don't have to go for a second time.
No, Sheldon doesn't like reclaimed wood.
What?
He's afraid the original owners will come back.
Sweetie, you're paying for this table, and it's your apartment, too.
I know, but...
No buts. You gotta stop letting him boss you around.
I like this table, and I'm getting it.
Really? This one?
That one.
Damn right I like that one.
To be fair, he's got a glass table already in the front room.
Someone in this room gets to take a ride on a rocket.
Fine. Can I at least shower first?
NASA called. The telescope mount I installed on the space station got damaged, and they want me to go back up and fix it. The greatest experience of my life.
Really? Because I kind of remember a lot of complaining and wishing for it to be over.
He honestly complained every single day that he hated it.
Hey, all set? What do you think? There's plenty of room for everybody, a view out the window.
My spot on the couch has a great view of a window.
Nope.
What about the roommate agreement? It specifically states that any changes in furnishing have to be approved by the furnishing committee, which only sits on alternate years. And by the way, it sits over there.
This is the thing about me standing up to him and not letting him run my life.
I think we found the problem here. It's not the table at all. It's you.
Me?
I have spent years turning this lump of clay into an acceptable conduit for my will. And then you came along and reshaped him.
Oh, please. When I first met you, you were incapable of touching another human being. Now you're holding hands, you're going on dates. You even made out with her on a train.
Without realizing it, I've allowed that woman to alter my personality. No, I've changed. Like the frog who's put in a pot of water that's heated so gradually he doesn't realize he's boiling to death. I have to break up with my girlfriend.
Oh, Sheldon, wait.
No, you've opened my eyes to the truth. Amy has made me a more affectionate, open-minded person, and that stops now.
Amy, it's Penny. Okay, just a little heads up. Leonard bought a dining room table. Yeah, Sheldon's breaking up with you.
I'll get right to the point. I think we need to end this relationship. So, just sign this with your finger, and please don't cry on my iPad. I didn't get Apple Care.
Enjoy your life. Where do I sign?
At the bottom?
This is just Leonard trying to take the focus off that dreadful table by sowing discord in our relationship. And he knew that as your girlfriend, I wasn't going to stand by and let him bring a table into your apartment. Amy, Farrah Fowler. Why, yes, I would like to take a survey.
Wait. You were really gonna stand by me against the dining room table? How do I know that you're not manipulating me right now?
I think if I were manipulating you, you'd be smart enough to see it.
Hey.
How do I know you're not saying that as part of the manipulation?
I think you'd be smart enough to see that too.
Okay. I'm sorry I gave you such a hard time. I just had to be sure.
Does it make me an awful wife if I don't think you should do it again?
Not at all. He's forgotten how miserable he was the entire time he was up there. Do you think this is cool?
No, I think it's stupid.
Aha.
And that is cool, though. I don't understand how it's not. I mean, I don't understand how that's not cool. That's well good.
But Amy pointed out that you were only trying to manipulate me.
Which you also figured out by yourself.
Which I also figured out by myself. You can stop trying to make this about our relationship.
Which is stronger than ever.
Which is stronger than ever.
The spot that you love to sit in that no one else can sit in only exists because, and despite your objections,
Did he bring
I
it?
bought this couch.
Yeah, we
Me,
had deck
so
chairs.
Explain why that change was bad and this change was good.
You don't need to explain yourself to him.
I don't need to explain myself to you.
You're sick of his nonsense and ready to move in with me.
Keep the table, we don't use that space.
She was close.
Hey, Bernie. I'm home. Hello. Know that we all love you and cherish you.
Well, I wouldn't do
Daddy?
it.
I heard you were thinking about going back up to the space station. And as someone who's been there with you, well, you know how astronauts need to have the right stuff?
Sure.
The stuff you have is wrong.
I think what we're all trying to say is you don't seem to be remembering how traumatic the experience was for you.
You peed in your spacesuit.
I'm supposed to do that.
Not during the fitting.
You wanted me to shoot you in the foot. Come on, how is that not a joke? You gotta get me out of this. Shoot me in the foot.
You know you're gonna have to go through survival training again.
Really? You gotta get me out of this. What do you want me to do? You're perfectly healthy.
Check my blood pressure again.
Hello?
Hi, Ma. How are you?
How I am is not dead!
Wow.
It's just to do that to you.
Sorry, your blood pressure was off the charts.
Oh, me too. I mean, the doctor was willing to fudge the results, but just seemed so darn dishonest.
You know, my aunt changed her diet, and in a few months, she...
Went to space? I don't think so. Now pass the soy sauce.
If you people want to eat at the table, then that's what you should do. I like eating down here because this is how we've always done things. And if those days are gone, they're gone.
No, it just seems silly for us to sit in two groups.
It's not silly if you think of that group as being led by a big evil baby.
Should we go?
Yeah, let's go.
But, Penny, this was your idea. You said that I should stand up to him.
Forget it, Leonard.
Rajesh?
I hope he stays up there.
I sat on the floor for 7 years. I'm staying right here.
Oh, he's going now.
Fine. But no more making fun of how I say things.
Things like moustache.
Sometimes the baby wins.
To be fair, that's annoyed me. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It actually has annoyed me. Like, first of all, I prefer to sit at a table when I'm eating my food. I don't mind sitting in front of the TV occasionally. To be honest, I'm doing some work in my house, so I don't really have much space to pull the table out for us both to sit behind it because it's had to be pushed up against a corner. So currently, I have to sit down in front of the TV. You know, you got to make do with what you got. You know what I mean? You got to deal with the cards that you've been dealt. But these guys have the possibility of having a full-blown dining table, everybody to sit down and eat and sit and talk and mix and mingle together in a proper environment. Like, I would so much prefer to sit at a table other than on the chair with your food and trying to eat. And the fact is, although I love Sheldon, it does my head in when he gets his own way every single time, even if it's in stupid situations that are absolutely, you know, kind of like, do you know what I mean? Like, irrelevant. You know, like, why is it so important to sit at the sofa when Leonard literally made a perfectly good point by basically saying, look, mate, you know, you moan about change, you moan about this, but how about that you wanted deck chairs when I literally first moved in, and when I got this sofa, you was unhappy about it, and that was your favourite spot. You don't actually want to move from it. Why is it that everything should stay the same? I'm also a firm believer if it's not broke, don't fix it in certain aspects of life, but I'm not all opposed to change and to benefits. And I personally think that all them sat around the table socialising is way better than sat around the chair on the floor. So, like, I don't know. It's minor in the whole scheme of things. It literally makes nothing to the story, but I actually wish that they actually kept the table and we actually see them socialise around it a bit better. I feel like it's more proper, but for the aspects of the show and the way the camera angles are going, and it works better on the sofa. It does, you know. You can pan to each one of them, and obviously it's just the way they present it around in the kind of like the U-shape kind of thing. It's more better for us to visualise see it, but I don't know. I kind of wish just in the episode that Sheldon didn't get his way, but I like the fact that Amy was kind of, I won't say manipulating him, but she was kind of telling him, and he was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you know what I mean? After those guys kind of done it as well. So he was just kind of falling for it. He falls for it all the time. You'd be so smart. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he does it all the time, man. He's honestly really funny. Okay, so that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So obviously we're just having a discussion there. It's not deep at all. It's just a preference. In my personal opinion, I wish they actually kept the table, and I think it's much better in real life anyway. If you're a family or whatever, it's like you sit down and socialise around the table instead of being sat on the sofa eating, hunched over, or on the floor like Raj is, you know. But that's by the by, you know what I mean? For the show and the purpose of it and the camera angles, the sofa is probably better. It's more kind of like a homely kind of feel. But I feel like in today's episode, just because of the locations where we were, and obviously like Raj and Howard sat in front of the TV with the one, which I think is really cool. You know, I know that they always make fun, well, the people like Amy, Penny and Bernadette always make fun of the guys for being like too nerdy and stuff that they enjoy, but like I don't understand how you don't think that's pretty cool. Doesn't mean that you should have the wand in your house and you'd use it all the time. But I don't understand how somebody could think that somebody having a wand that you can flick it on the lights on and off and the TV on and off and do little things like that is not interesting and fascinating. I actually think it's really cool. And, you know, the way he was sat and the way the camera angle was, I was like, that's a new camera angle, because you don't usually see the back of the TV in Raj's house. The camera's kind of like zoomed in on him on the thing. And you don't kind of usually see the camera angle as well from up in that high point of vantage where Sheldon was when he was sat on a computer looking down at Leonard as well. It just felt like there was different cameras, which is interesting. I liked it again. Something simple but different. But also, you know, Howard's been invited to go to the space station. As soon as he said that he was accepting it, I obviously paused it and I was saying myself that I don't understand why he would do that. You know, last time he was there, it looked like he had a terrible time. He hated it. He started losing his insanity. Do you know what I mean? He started basically just going off the rails. His eyes was, you know what I mean? His eyes were always like wide open like that. He was all like red. He was panicking. He was on edge. You know, he thought that he was never coming back down. He's asking Bernadette to build him a rocket to come back up into space to grab him. You know, he was scared about all the guys pulling pranks on him. It was just a torrid time. And obviously, you know, it's prestigious being an astronaut, and he's always got that to his name. It'll never actually go away. He will be factually known as Howard Wolowitz, astronaut who went to the International Space Station. Whether you do it once or you do it 10 times, doesn't really matter. You've done it. You know what I'm saying? And it's an honour to be asked again to go up and fix it. But the fact is, you don't have to. You've done your training, you've done the hard work, you've been there. Like I said, you've been there, seeing it, bought a t-shirt. You don't have to go again. And obviously, it's good that even though he accepted it, they done like a little intervention for him and just said, look, mate, I don't think you remember how much you hated it. And they all laid it down on the line in a friendly way. It wasn't a personal attack. It wasn't hard on him. And obviously, he realised that he didn't actually like it. So that was good as well. So it's interesting little tease, but I'm actually personally glad that he didn't go up, because obviously when he was up there, he was only in the episodes a little tiny bit, which is fine because obviously it fit the storyline and his acting was really good. But we've seen it and done it. We don't need to do it again. Do you know what I mean? It'd be good if one of the other guys got to go. That'd be interesting to see their experience and how they handled it compared to Howard. But Howard don't have to do the same thing twice. We don't need it. It was a good tease, but I'm glad that they settled on not going in the end. But that's going to wrap up today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.